Hello you bearded bastards, and welcome back once again to Awel Gulnas Kithil Migwero Sarnaget Kar, Water Island, the wet ocean kingdom of fishers. Now you may remember that the dwarves here have just completed their odd coastal fortress, a structure out in the middle of the sea. Certainly a bizarre sight, yet here I am calling this structure here a fortress when it really is not. Just an unfinished wooden platform for the time being. This has to be our home. And so this episode we're going to be focusing mainly on turning this featureless platform here into a functioning dwarven home. We'll need places for the dwarves to sleep, a way to get food, a meeting hall, and all sorts of other amenities too. And I am just now realizing how much that entails exactly. Yeah, it's gonna take some doing, but that's fine. And also on top of making this fortress a home, we're also going to be keeping an eye on this underwater trap here, because I would dearly love to catch some enormous sea creature down here. Remember that just last episode we had spotted a basking shark, and how cool would it be if we managed to get our hands on that big boy? Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know how good our chances are going to be of actually catching one, but it's not going to hurt to keep our peepers open, so we'll have to see what happens on that. Anywho, the first thing I'm going to want to do is take this structure here and just tear down these wooden walls. I had intended for this to be a residential area, and we could just kind of build it upwards with a bunch of tiny rooms in it. But we are extraordinarily low on wood for the time being. And this whole coastal area is only very lightly wooded, so it's kind of difficult to get our hands on the stuff. But remember that we did discover a whole bunch of stone down this way here. And so stone is actually going to be much easier for us to get now. And so luckily it looks like we'll be able to have stone structures up here on the platform, which would be much better than wooden houses for dwarves anyways. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Alright, and another thing I would really love to do is try to catch some fish. And I'm not talking about fishing, we've been fishing all along, but I can actually command one of my fisher dwarves, like Nil here, to catch a live fish. And you can see currently they're hauling an animal trap over to the dock, and well, it looks like they just placed it there. Oh, and they did. And there's actually a live salmon in the trap right now. Yeah, would you look at that? That's pretty cool. Huh, alright, well. What do you do with this? I've never done this before. Oh dear. Okay, that was a little foolish of me right there. I was trying to figure out what we could do with a live fish, and while I was doing that, it looks like a small band of goblins has arrived. Mildly terrifying, but there really aren't that many of them. Which I guess really isn't saying that much because they could still probably kill every single one of our dwarves. We have no fighters in the fortress at all. And on top of that, we don't have any weapons or armor either, so fighting them would be extremely foolish. Although, we do have ourselves an ocean-bound fortress platform over this way. Mayhaps we can use that to our advantage. Let's have a stab at it. Alright dwarves, quickly now, we have to get onto the platform. Like, extremely quickly too. Alright, yeah, here they go, quickly running out of the fortress. Come on, everybody, hurry up. Okay, that looks to be most of them. Oh, and checking back on the goblins, it looks like they are decimating our entire pasture full of creatures. Just wonderful, thank you very much for that, goblins. Bunch of bastards. And I will note too that I have locked up the fortress so the goblins can't get in there. Better safe than sorry, right? Oh, and here the bastards come, looks like they're heading towards the bridge now. Okay, dwarves, you ready? If I can get somebody to pull this lever over here, please. Thank you very much. And... oh! A couple of the goblins went airborne. Just a couple though, including the one I believe to be their leader, who is now dead, drowned. Excellent. Yeah, we could probably repeat this a couple times. Thank you. Bridge is once again back down, and here come the goblins. Let's get that lever pulled again, and there we go. And there goes the goblins. I think that might have been the rest of them actually. Looks like we have 4 more down in the water. Excellent. 4 more dead goblins, and the rest are retreating. Wonderful. Okay, that was pretty quick. Good. Now then, where were we? I was just going to figure out what we could do with that live salmon. Damn it. Hold up a second here. Just noticed a combat report in its horsebreaker. One of my favorite dwarves in this fortress. And it looks like she was hit with some logs, but they didn't do any damage. Initially anyways. But hold up a second. The logs were part of this construction up here, and she must have got hit by them when somebody removed a section of flooring, and so she fell through the floor and into the water, and now she's down here. Damn it all. Alright, there is no way she can survive from this. There's no ramps or anything nearby. I would try to pump the water out of this area, but Oh, where'd you go? Would you look at that? Alright, well I guess she must have climbed up one of those supports and then up onto the dock. That is fantastic. I really did not think she would survive at all. Amazing. Why is everyone starving? That's not excellent. Why don't you eat? I think we have food. So what's the problem? Oh, I guess we don't. Just a ton of raw fish. I know we're still trying to figure out what we can do with a live fish, but this situation might be a little bit more dire. Just a moment. I'm going to build a ton of fisheries over this way here, and I'm also going to set a ton more of these dwarves as fishery workers, just so we can really try to get some fish very quickly. Alright, get to it, you dwarves, come on. You don't want to starve now, do you? Okay, here they go. Yikes, okay. I guess I'm still trying to learn the ropes when it comes to fisher dwarves. I don't use them all too much. And it must be that it takes a long time to actually process the fish, but not very long to catch the fish. And so they just kind of build up like that. I guess I'll have to be more vigilant. Alright, there we go. We can see dwarves grabbing some nice prepared fish and heading back to the yellow candies. Ooh, okay, that was a close call. Ugh, stupid. Well, let's hold up a second here. Oh, would you have a look at this? It's a giant crab. That's pretty cool. Alright. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Fish is nice and all, but the dwarves are hungry, and I could think of nothing better than frying up this big bastard. And so I'll tell you what, we don't have any skilled warriors in the fortress, of course, but we do have a bunch of unskilled, hungry peasants. And so I'm gonna send them out. This creature can be a bit dangerous, I believe, but you know, I don't think it's gonna be that dangerous. Let's see. Alright, first off, I'm gonna have them group up down here by the workshops on the beach. Gather around, you hungry dwarves. A meal is incoming. Very good. And now that your gear is assembled, knives and forks, that sort of stuff, let's go get them. Alright, now we're watching the crab who is moving up towards the dwarves, who have begun to swarm downwards. Yeah, there are 40 unskilled peasants here, so I imagine they shouldn't have too much trouble. Although, I don't like that the crab's getting so close to the water. Ugh, and I certainly don't like that it's going out onto the dock. Come on. Oh, there we go. Someone's hitting it, and the crab is now enraged. Alternatively, we could have caught this giant crab and started up a crab breeding system, which might have been pretty nice. But there's no telling when we could find a mate for this big bastard, so whatever. And there we go, very good, easy enough. Good job, dwarves. Oh, you know, and this is interesting. Having a look at this butcher shop here, it appears that a dwarf is butchering one of the crab's feet. Huh, okay. I'd imagine there's some good meat in there, right? Well, I suppose we'll find out. Yeah, just one piece. Well, better than nothing. Now then, okay. Remember, we are still trying to figure out what we can do with a live salmon, right? Yes. Well, as it turns out, we can make a terrarium. By using some glass, I'm using clear glass, which is such a pain to make. We can go in this glass furnace and make a terrarium, which is very similar to a cage, I believe. And I'm pretty sure that by doing this, we can actually put that salmon into this terrarium and then fill it with water. Pretty sure that's how it works, but I suppose we'll find out. Alright, here comes a dwarf, getting some sand and some fuel. It's really such a pain to make clear glass, I'll tell you. And there we go. Okay, so now we have a clear glass terrarium. Interesting. And now looking back to our dock, well, I'm not sure what happened with that salmon. I guess a little time has passed, huh? And so we'll come back up here to the fishery and try to catch another live fish. Okay, here we go. Fisher dwarves in some traps, setting them on the dock. Oh, and there we go. We now have some more live fish, including a flounder, a squid, a spotted ratfish, and a herring. Very cool. Okay then. Well, not too sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to try putting this aquarium inside our new meeting hall. Just like this. And so somebody should grab it and place it in here, just momentarily. I really have no idea what I'm doing right now, just by the way. There we go, the cage is in place, and it looks like I can set it as an aquarium. Okay, very cool. We will do that. Now, what does that mean? Is somebody going to fill it with... Yeah, there we go. Somebody came right over and filled the thing up with water. Yep, 10 units of water. Very, very cool. But now what? Okay, we can assign creatures. Okay, and I guess we'll just throw all these animals in here. Looks like we have a hagfish now. Gross. Yeah, let's throw them all in. Hagfish, ratfish, flounder, herring, squid. I'm interested to see if this actually works or not. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I guess you never know. Oh, I think something's in there now. Yes, Very cool. Somebody threw a hagfish in here. Yeah, just kind of chilling in this aquarium right now. I've never done this before. Huh. And so yeah, I assume other dwarves are going to grab the other fish and throw them in here as well. Yeah, I mean, it takes a little doing, but it gets done eventually. Yep, and there we are. We now have a shared aquarium filled with 5 different fish. Very cool. And an excellent addition to our new meeting hall, I'd say. Not too sure what, if any, benefit this will have for our dwarves, but, well, it's a nice touch regardless. Well, I suppose we'll have to get to work making some more aquariums now. It would actually be pretty cool to have a whole bunch of them just kind of lining the walls in there. Yeah, definitely. We'll get right on it. And while we're on the subject of our meeting hall and the structures on the platform, well, you can see the meeting hall is now, well, the floor is in place at least. But we still have to put a roof on that sucker. And then over next to it, you can see we have a farm plot platform that actually did not work out at all like I hoped it would, which is just a crying shame. You see, I had built some walls around this originally, and I had the dwarves go up there and cover the entire area with water, so that we can get it nice and muddy, which it is. The entire thing is now covered with a dusting or small piles of mud, and we were able to build a farm plot up there as well. But, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we can actually grow anything in these farm plots. And I don't really know why. I've seen this happen a couple times, and I don't really know the reason. I do have seeds available, so that's not the problem. It just must be the type of mud or something, I'm not too sure. But I'm not too concerned really, because there is a solution. We just have to wait till winter to put it into play. And then actually right up here to the north of the farm plot and meeting hall, we have our residential structure, which is now 1, 2, 3, going on 4 levels tall. And each of these little nooks here will be a dwarven bedroom with just a single bed and a door. That's it. It's going to be kind of sparse. But we don't have that much room on the platform, unfortunately, so we have to make do. Plus, as I said before, wood is at a premium around here. Very difficult to find this stuff. And on another unrelated note, if you look over here, you can see a giant horseshoe crab, which I was extremely excited to see a few months ago. But after it popped up over here, it has not moved a single inch and just kind of seems content to be in this area. I was really hoping to catch it underneath our fortress in that little fish trap thing. But, I mean, it's not moving. And so at this point, I'm really just hoping the winter ice kills it. Not much we can do about it, really. But that's okay because it is almost winter. And... oh, and there we go. Everything just froze up. Just wonderful. We're gonna have to get straight to work, dwarves. Now, first things first, we're gonna go over here to this spot on the ice. And I want to have my miners dig down through the ice to the ground, which will give us access to the sea floor. And I'm sure that'll be nice and fertile and we can actually grow farm plots down there. That would be an excellent solution to our farm plot issue. And additionally, I would like to come underneath our fortress and start work on yet another construction. Now, I'm thinking that we could actually build some catapults down here. And yes, I know ballista are so much better. I know, I'm aware. But I like to try things out. I figure if I could put some catapults down here, we can actually cram them in there, I believe. Because from what I understand, catapults cannot injure our own dwarves or our tamed animals. And so if we could just load this area full of catapults, like a whole bunch of them, then when we get invaded, they can shoot out underneath the fortress, over here towards the beach where the goblins are going to be coming from. If nothing else, it'll be a mildly interesting project. It should work out pretty well. Alright, checking on the farm plot, looks to be coming along. Yes, we're going to be attaching that farm plot to the actual fortress platform through this tunnel underneath the water. And we can also see there's a whole bunch more stone down here, which is excellent, especially if we're going to be having catapults up there. Okay, yes, the catapult battery seems to be coming right along. This lower section is going to be connected to the meeting hall up on the platform, just through this little stairway right here. Easy enough, right? Also, I figured I'd have this dock area in the middle if the dwarves want to do some fishing. Nice and safe, you know? Oh, and the farm plot area looks to be all set, good to go. Wonderful. Also, I did make the wall surrounding it 2 Z levels high, just in case we get invaded in the winter. I don't really want creatures jumping down in there. This will be a little safer anyways. And just because things seem to be going rather well and we do still have a bunch of time left, I'm going to start work over here on a new water cistern. Because of course the dwarves can't drink seawater. That wouldn't be good for them at all. No, we're going to need fresh water. And the way we could do that is by building a screw pump and then pumping that salt water out, which somehow cleans it. Believe it or not. And so we're going to build this area over here. You know, I'll actually explain it after it's done. It's going to be totally confusing to try to do it now. Just a moment. Alright, now having a look at the date, it is the 10th of Obsidian, late winter. And so we only have a couple of days left now until everything unthaws. Starting to get a bit dangerous here, but I'm not going to bother calling in the dwarves just yet. Yeah, keep working, dwarves, just be careful, alright? Maybe just stick to the bridge. 15th of Obsidian. Alright, actually I did just set up a traffic route, so I'm really hoping dwarves only travel on the bridge now. That should be the case. And it does look to be. Okay, fantastic. Good job, dwarves. Okay, should be thawing out any second now. The spring rains have already started. There we go. Fantastic. Oh, damn it. Looks like we have another goblin siege here. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm really gonna try to speed things along because I still want to catch something underneath the fortress. And I would want to see this, but we do not have any catapults yet. And that's what I'm really excited for. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Well, straight off the bat, we can see they have trolls, which is not good news. I kind of wanted to put the dwarves in the fortress this time so they had at least access to food and drinks, but trolls won't have any problem getting in there. Well, it looks like our only option is going to be to take another platform run and just hope we're safe over there, I guess. Kind of really stinks though, because we already have trolls down here ripping apart dwarves. Ugh, yeah, that's nasty business. Big time. And it does look like we have some beak dogs here too, moving in towards the bridge. Oh, I guess the siege is a little bit bigger than I thought. Wow, holy hell, would you look at that? Alright, old dwarves, get ready to pull this lever, like, quickly, because we're basically out of time. Alright, bridge is up. That takes care of a couple of beak dogs. Not bad. Bridge is back down. Come on in, goblins. And up once more. Couple more beak dogs down. Bridge is down again. Come on in. If you think you can make it. Better be quick, though. And, not quick enough. Idiots. Would you care to have another try? Come on, don't be shy. Tentative. Couldn't blame you. Well, and easy enough. There go the rest of the bastards. Running away already. Yes, I am coming to love that bridge. Certainly. Anywho, just gotta do a little bit of cleaning up here. There are still some trolls wandering about the area. Shouldn't be a big problem though. I don't think. Okay, there we go. Come on, die already, you damn thing. I told you we're not warriors. We need more dwarves. Pile on, you bastards. Okay, there we go. Although we still do have a couple others as well. Come on, dwarves, hurry up. There we go. Alright, anywho, we're gonna have to get back to work here. We have very little time to spare. And I'll tell you what, I'm actually gonna jump forward a little bit now, just so we can get the platform nice and cleaned up. And also, in the meantime, I'm gonna be keeping my eyes open for any big sea creatures. We have to catch something down below. At this point, it is our sole purpose. Anywho, yes, we'll get things cleaned up a bit, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, and we are back. And it really hasn't been all that long either. Although, my friends, we were saying earlier that we would really appreciate catching a whale underneath our fortress. Or some sort of a shark maybe, something cool, right? That is our sole purpose, remember? But, you know, we can't really bank on a big ol' sea creature just wandering down there. And so I've begun to set my sights a little lower, a little smaller. Have I piqued your interest yet? Now, I know a lot of people aren't gonna dig this, but a family of sea otters just wandered onto the map, and I think it would be just excellent if we managed to catch them, don't you? I mean, we have to catch something in there, and if we can catch these things, then I'll count it as a success. At least we can have proof that this whole thing will work. Although first we're gonna have to hope that they wander underneath the fortress. If they don't, then, well, we're out of luck. We'll just give them some time here. Oh my goodness, you stupid things. Well, as you can see, they are up on the shore now. One of them just wandered into the fortress and must have got hit by something because it was throwing up all over the place. But it's down in the water once more. Okay, good. Although it does look like that group has been broken up. They were all traveling around together, but not anymore. Alright, no, it's not working. Been watching these little bastards for a while now, and they have no interest in going underneath the fortress. Couldn't say I blame them, but yeah, I just don't see it happening. Kind of a damn shame, really. I would have really liked to see our fortress in action. But, it's not going to happen. I know it's going to work. If something did happen to go down there and we trapped it, then we could easily drain the water, go down there, and then butcher it up. Not going to even be a problem. But I'm going to tell you what, I'm sick of waiting. And on top of that, we do have some big problems down here in the fortress, like huge problems. I'm not too sure what's going on, really. Like, if you have a look here, you can see there are dwarves being interrupted by other dwarves, like, all the time. A mason interrupted by a milker, a child interrupted by a miner, a fishery worker interrupted by a child. I'm not too sure what is up with that. I have a feeling that something screwy happened down in the yellow candies, and it caused a couple of dwarves to kind of be enemies of each other. And yeah, it's getting everyone a little upset. In fact, I would like to keep holding up the facade that this fortress is going very well, but it most certainly is not. No, not at all. I mean, it's a lovely looking fortress, no denying. An interesting premise. There is no way this thing can last. We started everything way too fast. And it's taken like, what, 4 years for us to even get this right here? Yeah, these dwarves have had a very rough existence out here on the sea. Definitely. But that's the life you sign up for when you arrive here at Arel Gulnas Kithil Migrero Sarnaget Kar. We're a tough breed here. Down here. There's something I'd really like to try. You can see all of our catapults are in place now. Isn't that cool? And each one is currently loaded up with a shale boulder. Very nice, right? I'll tell you what, I really want to see these things in action. So, let's go for it. Man the catapults, dwarves. Alright, that's almost all of them. Gotta get one more body in here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm just gonna zoom out here. From what I understand, once again, these boulders should not kill our dwarves. They shouldn't, but let's see. Whoa. Hey, that was pretty cool, huh? Oh man. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I can't really say how effective they would be in combat exactly. And yes, I'm sure a ballista would do much more damage, but you can really cram a lot of these things in a small space. I don't really ever hear anybody talk about that aspect. I see possibilities. Gonna have to keep that in mind. Yeah, you know, I'm not too sure whether we should call this fortress a success or a failure, but I am inclined to say it's a success. Quite inclined, actually. We had fun, and that was one of my main goals, really. I mean, come on. And you know, seeing as how we're approaching the end of the episode, I think maybe we should just do a quick review of what we learned here at Arel Gulnas Kithil Migrero Sarnaget Kar. Yeah, you know, I think that'd be a pretty good idea, actually. Well, first off, we learned how to make a platform fortress out on the ocean. Of course, it requires a winter season in the area where we intend to build our fortress. Without a winter, it would be completely impossible. And you know, as for the actual fortress itself, there are a lot of good ideas going on here, but not many of them worked. Well, first off, let's just address how many of the dwarves are angry right now. This place is crumbling quickly. The dwarves are in a terrible mood, and it's just because we got started way too quick on this place. It really would have been so much better if we just took it slow and kind of slowly built up the platform over time. But these guys did not have a proper fortress for about 5 years, and they still don't really even have a proper fortress, so I don't really blame them for being very upset. Although that being said, we do now have a nice, well-appointed meeting hall here, / tavern, and so that's nice. We have some fishery workshops over this way, and a ton of fish for the dwarves to eat, which is just excellent. Man, oh man, things are getting real rough in there. We also have some aquariums up here, which you can see now are stocked with all kinds of fish, and surrounded by angry dwarves. We do have that well down here, which is fed from underneath by this cistern, which did not work out at all. All this water in here is salt water, which of course is not drinkable. It's just seawater. Turns out if you pump water through a screw pump, it does make it fresh, but if that fresh water touches any tile that has ever had salt water on it, then it will turn that fresh water and all surrounding fresh water into salt water. But luckily, before the cistern was entirely full, I was able to put a floor over all that salt water down below, and so this top level here is clean, drinkable fresh water, at least. And so, I mean, I guess it kinda worked. Well, we could see a dwarf and a human just fell down into the well. Okay, well, it's fresh water, it's gonna taste like corpse water soon. Not excellent. Yeah, this place is going downhill pretty fast. Anywho, one of the coolest things we learned in our fortress is how to make a retractable bridge cage trap thing in order to catch large sea creatures, which we did not accomplish. But I'm telling you, it's possible. In fact, you know what? Just trying this out gives me so many more ideas that I might try out in the future. Not in this fortress. You know, if we had expanded it a whole bunch, you could really just kind of make a grid network of these bridges that cover the entire ocean. And then you wouldn't have to rely on creatures just happening to swim into a given area, and you could just kind of close off places where creatures are currently swimming. If you managed to pull that off, it'd be very impressive. It would take some doing, but now that we have this fortress here, I can see that it's possible. Ah yes, regarding our second farm plot area, remember that first one did not end up working at all, and this one did not either. You can see it's covered with water right now in order to get the floor all muddy, but it's having that same problem that the last one was. It just has no seeds available for this location, which is a load of malarkey. We do have seeds, and I have no idea why we can't plant them here. Doesn't make any sense. This whole idea would have worked if I just went down underground and started making farm plots for mushrooms. I was just too stubborn. I was sure I could get these above ground crops to work, but alas, they did not. And so now the dwarves stuck out here on this platform have no access to plants with which to brew drinks. And so that's not great. I mean, we have fish, but nothing to drink. And we can't leave the platform either. Because as you see, there is currently a large goblin army over here on the shore, just kind of waiting for us to put down the bridge, which we're not going to do because we're not insane. Although, alternatively, I suppose we could put the bridge down. Alright, and the bridge is down. There's just a single beak dog on its way. Oh, a beak dog that chased an outpost liaison back into the platform. Oh, fantastic. Oh, and here comes the goblin army. Oh man, that is huge. Can we pull this lever quickly, just to get that bridge up? What do you think? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, definitely not. Well, here's something. We have all these beak dogs here, and goblins, of course. And we also have these catapults manned. How about we try that out? Might as well, right? Fire at will, dwarves! Joof! Here they go. I don't think any of those made it. I don't think a single one of those boulders even made it to shore. No, they did not. not a single one even hit any. It's literally a wall of enemies here. You couldn't hit one of them? My god. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. The main reason I made this fortress is because of that one that I had made in the intro. It's an ocean fortress very similar to this one, and people always ask me if I'm ever gonna make one like that, and here it is. Although, that one in the intro has one aspect that, well, this one does not yet have. And so, just because it seems to be the end of Orel Gulnas Cathil Migruro Sar Nigit Kar, we'll need a dwarf to come down here and pull this lever. My dwarves, it's been an honor working with you. Would you look at that? Holy hell. That is such a mess. Oh, and look at that. All that ocean water is filling up this gap where the fortress fell down. That is amazing. All these beak dogs panicking, all these goblins. Yeah, you guys are goners. No chance for you. We even have these chambers underneath the fortress all filled up with seawater now. Yikes. And all these corpses too, they must have got blasted down here. Well, that's exactly what you get when you mess with dwarves crazy enough to build a fortress on the sea. Bunch of bastards. Gotta love it. Oh, and I just noticed the siege appears to be over. Excellent. To be expected, I suppose. Well, having a look at our status screen here, and it seems we only have a single person left living here. And that person is Datan, our mayor, the were-tortoise. Sitting in their tiny cell. For the rest of time? Could well be.
I need some more excitement in my life.
Yeah, I suppose I believe it. And unfortunately, I guess you're gonna have to entertain yourself for a while. Until sometime in the distant future when some hapless adventurer pulls this lever here, that is. A hapless adventurer perhaps in search of an artifact. The only one ever produced here in the fortress. A jet quern. Volaladad. Yes, it is almost guaranteed that at some point in the future somebody will happen upon the ruins of this oceanside fortress. Rumors tell of a section of beach that is littered with goblin and dwarf bones, intermingled in ghastly ghost-white heaps, like mounds of perfectly smooth driftwood. Or, I mean, who can say really? It might well be that this fortress does actually stand a chance at survival. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's intriguing, I tell you. It certainly does seem like a shame that we won't get to see the story unfold for this group of scrappy pioneers. But we gotta cut it off. Yeah. But I certainly do appreciate you joining me here in Orel Gulnas Cathil Migruro Sar Nigit Kar, Water Island, the wet ocean kingdom of fishers. And until next time, you bearded bastards.